from the Bell Telephone Hour.
Good evening. I'm Donald Williams. Our featured artist tonight is George London, one of the most famous singing actors in the world, and the new music administrator of the John F. Kennedy Performing Arts Center in Washington. As we'll hear tonight, George sang all sorts of music for us on his telephone hour visits. But opera was his first love, so let's begin with his wonderful performance of the Song to the Evening Star from Wagner's Tannhäuser.
Da scheinest du, o lieblichster der Sterne, dein sanftes Licht entsendest du der Ferne, die nächt'ge Dämmerung eilt dein lieber Strahl und freundlich zeigst du den Weg aus dem Tal.
George London grew up in Los Angeles, but he went to Europe to complete his studies, and he made his professional debut in Vienna in 1949. His European success was really quite extraordinary, and though it took a while, George eventually returned home to build a great career in America also. Here again is the voice of the young George London, resonant, rich, and compelling, this time singing the lovely Dedication or Zu Eignung by Richard Strauss.
Ja, du weißt es, teure Seele, dass ich fern von dir mich quäle. Liebe macht die Herzen krank, aber dann einst hielt ich der Freiheit schon und den amethysten Böschern, und du segnetest den Trank, aber dann und beschworst darin die Bösen bis ich, was ich nie gewesen. Heilig, heilig, sonst Herz dir sang. Aber dann
An orchestral favorite next, as the Bell Telephone Orchestra plays the Serenata by Moskowski. Now let's consider a different facet of the talents of George London. For all his dramatic power and eloquence in interpreting the great basso roles in opera, George has always had a real feeling for the songs of the American land and its people. Here's George on the telephone hour with three of these, singing of the horse they called Old Pink, the trail they called Old Chisholm, and the river they called the Missouri in a shanty titled Shenandoah.
My foot's in the stirrup, my pony won't stand. Goodbye, old paid, I'm a-leaving Cheyenne. My horse ain't hungry, done fed in his hay. My saddlebags are loaded and I'm riding away. Goodbye, old maid, I'm leaving Cheyenne. Goodbye, old maid, I'm leaving Cheyenne. I'm leaving Cheyenne, bound for Montana. Goodbye, old maid, I'm leaving Cheyenne. Goodbye, old maid, I'm leaving Cheyenne. I'm riding old sorrow, I'm leading old pan. Goodbye, my little pinto, I'm leaving Cheyenne. Old Pain's a good pony, he paces when he can. Goodbye, my little pinto, I'm off for Montana. Goodbye, old Pain, I'm leaving Cheyenne. Goodbye, old Pain, I'm leaving Cheyenne. I'm leaving Cheyenne, I'm off for Montana. Goodbye, old maid, I'm leaving Cheyenne. Goodbye, old maid, I'm leaving Cheyenne. I'm leaving Cheyenne, I'm off for Montana. Goodbye, old maid, I'm leaving Cheyenne. Goodbye, old maid, I'm leaving Cheyenne. Goodbye, old maid, I'm leaving Cheyenne. Come along, boys, and listen to my tale. I'll tell you my troubles on the old Chisholm Trail. Come a tie-yi, yippee-yippee-yay, yippee-yay. Tie-yi, yippee-yippee-yay. Started up the trail October 23rd, heading further west with the sea you heard. Come a tie-yi, yippee-yippee-yay, yippee-yay. Come a tie-yi, yippee-yippee-yay. Drink a little whiskey, my money is my own, and them what don't like it better leave me alone. Come a tie-yi, yippee-yippee-yay, yippee-yay, come a tie-yi, yippee-yippee-yay. I'm going into town to get a little money. Going back home to see my honey. Come a tie-yi, yippee-yippee-yay, yippee-yay. Come a tie-yi, yippee-yippee-yay. Come a tie-yi, yippee-yippee-yay, yippee-yay. Come a tie-yi, yippee-yippee-yay. Come a tie-yi, yippee-yippee-yay, yippee-yay. Come
Folk songs of young America, sung by George London. I'll have more encores from the Bell Telephone Hour for you after this message.
Madame Gabriella Tucci, Metropolitan Opera star.
Telephone. You know, you have a telephone everywhere, even in small place. It is most unusual, you know. And I love your, how you call it, push button, your touch tone telephone. They are so delightful, so musical. I am very affectionate to the telephone.
We, too, have affection for our telephones, Madame Tucci, but it's our telephone network that gives us the most extraordinary communication system in the world. It can take your call and, in a wink, switch it to any one of 102 million other telephone devices. On our nationwide network, anything goes. People talk, computer talk, pictures and drawings, anything, instantly, anytime, anywhere.
Your anywhere, anything, anytime network. AT&T.
Before we hear again from George London, here's the Bell Telephone Orchestra playing one of my very favorite Jerome Kern melodies, Why Was I Born, from Sweet Adeline. And now we come to the role which, more than any other, has been associated with George London throughout his career. That of the tormented Tsar in Mussorgsky's Boris Godunov. He was absolutely perfect for the part, with his booming voice, his tremendous sense of drama, and that commanding personality of his. George, in fact, was the very first American ever invited to sing Boris in Russia. And, of course, it was quite an occasion when he did the great monologue scene for us on the telephone hour.
They cannot sleep at night, and yet I have nightmares. The child covered with blood appears to me. Eyes that are burning, begging and pleading for mercy, but mercy was denied it. I see the wound in its body, I hear its dying shriek of terror. Oh God above, oh my God.
A thrilling performance by George London. The monologue from Mussorgsky's Boris Godunov in the English translation by John Gutman. I'll be back after this word from the telephone company.
This week, NBC News reports on one of the most vital issues of our day in The People Are the City. This special 2-hour program focuses on Boston, but in actuality deals with all our cities in this age of urban crisis. The People Are the City explores the deep and powerful undercurrents behind our nation's troubles in unemployment, welfare, schooling, and the relationships between the police and the community. The series consultant appearing on camera is Daniel P. Moynihan, President-elect Richard Nixon's assistant for urban affairs. See The People Are the City in color, anchored by Frank McGee, the second in the NBC News white paper series, The Ordeal of the American City. The Bell system is underwriting this 3-program series without commercials on the NBC television network.
This is Donald Moorhead. I do hope you enjoyed our performances by George London tonight, and that you'll join me again at this same time next week when the artistry of the famed British pianist Clifford Curzon highlights our encores from the Bell Telephone Hour.
This is the NBC Radio Network.